curriculum within the Game Changer software requires an understanding of structure within the curriculum. Within each class, there can be multiple units. And within those units, there are multiple lessons, and each lesson should have multiple activities. An example is included on the screen. For example, maybe the first unit in Algebra 1 would be vocabulary of algebra. As a standard, it might be measuring students' acquisition of an understanding or skill in expressions, equations, and inequalities. A lesson might focus on variables and expressions, and an individual activity would ask students to define the purpose of variables and explain their use in an expression. For all sets of assessments, there are also 3 different levels of standards. The broadest level would be at the standards level, followed by the benchmark, followed by criteria, which are subsets of the benchmark, and might be measured separately on smaller, more narrowly focused activities. Now, largely, we recommend following the college readiness standards. And so we are using here as an example the College Readiness Standard of Scientific Investigation. A benchmark for this particular standard would be the 24 to 27 score band. Indicated on the screen for this benchmark are 4 different descriptors that teachers might evaluate students' performance on in the development of scientific investigation skills. Finally, at a criteria level, we see that we use just one bullet point from those benchmark levels to define a criteria level descriptor for performance on a particular skill. Here's an example of what this might look like in an algebra class, and you can see how it cascades from a broader level standard to the benchmark all the way to a criteria. Notice how the benchmark on this one gives us a couple descriptors, and we've pulled only one criteria for the benchmark. So that wraps up our coverage of curriculum structure and assessment structures. Remember, curriculum structures as units, lessons, and activities. Assessment structures as standards, benchmarks, and criteria.